Welcome to another video. We got a mid fade with the design as well as some scissor work, starting off with the perimeter with the Mizutani shears going around the perimeter, setting that as a guideline so we can use this number 3 guard to go straight into what we just used with the scissors. Now we have a nice shape and a silhouette created so that when we go all around with the head with this 3, we can go clipper over comb here, set our rough draft of the lineup, and go straight into the design. Starting right where the edge up is at his C cup, we're going to go up. As soon as it gets close to the ear, I begin to drop that curve down, and you'll see it continues to go below where we first started the design. And this allows us to contour the design along with the fade that we'll give him, leaving a lot of weight in the back of his head so that it doesn't create a box top look, but more of a contour shape to his hair, to his head shape. And we're gonna go ahead and draw this design out as if our trimmer is a pencil, you know, and every corner is sharp. And you'll see here, we're gonna start off by making everything thin, and then later we'll go ahead and put the trimmer upside down, thicken it out. We'll use the straight razor, and we'll even add some enhancements as well. I'm about to make these thicker. My boy asked me for a design. Now, a major tip I can give for young barbers doing designs, don't make them thin like this. This is unfinished. So don't be afraid to make thick points and exaggerate the sharp edges. I'm gonna show you what I mean. Let's get it. Design is roughly done as far as the rough draft. We can go ahead and start sharpening things up. We can take a step back, look at it, and see where can we go ahead and attack the rest of the design. And I like to do the design first on this canvas. The canvas is probably at like a 2 right now, or a 1.5. I like to go ahead and put that design on there when the hair is nice and dark so that we can blend underneath it. I'm continuing to thicken certain areas. A common mistake that we make as barbers is leaving our designs too thin or leaving them the same thickness the whole way around. So you'll see now I have the clipper or the trimmer upside down, and I'm beginning to add some texture, add some boldness to this design, right? Now I'll begin adding a second line, and I'm gonna be basing all of my next lines off of the initial line we created. And I can go ahead and erase any hair underneath. And this makes my job even easier where the fade now can go all around this. So I have 2 lines outside of the line we just created. And I'm using the edge of the trimmer. Only the last about 1/2 inch of the trimmer is usually being used on these designs. I switch trimmers and get all the extra hair. In case my trimmers got hot, I like to have an extra pair as well. So I have one pair that is a hard or a hard trimmer, and then I have one that is a soft trimmer. So I'm using my soft trimmer here, my cordless outliner, and I'm making my first guideline underneath that design. Now I have my wall senior, my cordless wall senior, and I have my lever open, and I'm gonna go ahead and make my first initial adjustment, and I'm slowly gonna blend up into the top of that design. And you can see I have a 1 here, so the longest it will be is a 1, and it blends all the way down to a 0. You guys can see that design already starting to come together, and it flows, you know, it makes sense with this haircut. We wouldn't be able to do this haircut on a low fade necessarily, or even a high fade. It wouldn't make sense. It's really only for this specific mid fade, mid drop fade, you know, because the darkness in the back works perfectly. A lot of my designs come from other barbers that I will see. This client particularly, he showed me this exact design. I had him send me the photo, and I just held it in my hand while I made it. But a lot of times when I'm gonna do a design, I will look in my Instagram, and I'll have a portfolio of designs that are already saved that I can refer to. So now I have my bald line on the other side of his head, and I'm gonna work my way around now, starting out by balding it out with my Bronze Series 9 foil shaver. And then I go ahead and go with the lever open on my wall seniors, making another guideline that I will begin blending out. So I close that lever and I go up about 1/4 inch, and then I slowly open that lever until we reach fully blended with the lever open on the wall seniors. Now we have that number 1 guard with the lever open, and we're going up another 1/2 inch to 1 inch. And then in between there, I use my 1/2 guard, my 0.5 on the wall cordless seniors. And I'm removing that guideline that we just created. And this is the most detailed part of the blend, you know, before the 1 guard, when you have no guard on your clipper, and then you have the 1/2 or the 1. Creating that transition is the foundation of the whole fade. If you can get this right, take your time, step by step, it'll all make sense, you know, taking your time, and it'll all pay off. So now we switched over to our masters. We do have the number 2 guard on, and you can see all we did was go up another 1/2 inch, and now I'm just going to blend in between there from the 2 guard to the 1. I really like to switch to the masters because as soon as you hear the hair being cut, you're able to pull away, and the masters are a great clipper for this. You can really hear the hair being cut.
I just like the sound. Also familiar with that heat.
Proper sectioning is key. I usually consult with my client right at this point to confirm how much we're taking off. So what do you think? Just a little bit, right? Okay. Yeah. So I'm not playing a guessing game. I don't have to go back at the end and fix it if they want more or less or whatever. This is the traveling guideline. Did I start in the front? I'll go all the way back, and I'm going to continue to travel that guideline to the back of his head. And you can see all I do is trim any hairs that are sticking out from the previous guideline. Very simple process. This allows me to keep everything uniform, keep everything even, and you know, less fixing at the end of the haircut, more just precise shear work. I'm gonna take another vertical parting. I don't want it to be any thicker than the size of the comb, so that way we can avoid over directing. Exactly. We're gonna find my previous guideline, which is right there. That's where I'll cut these hairs. And at the end, when all this is done, we're gonna go ahead and cross-check our work, make sure we got an even canvas, and then we're gonna style his hair at the end. I'm gonna comb the hair forward that I just cut. I'm gonna create a horizontal parting now. We switched from vertical partings to horizontal. The spaces in the comb are wider here, which helps it glide through the hair easier. That's why these wide part combs are key. Now the section I just grabbed, come up top. What's up here? It's not thicker than the comb itself. helping me to not over direct the hair. And you can see a clear path. I'm going to make my cut. And I will travel over to the side. And I will comb that forward and continue. Rinse and repeat. No one really teaches this stuff, bro.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no.
And now we are cross-checking our work. So you'll see we'll take sections horizontally now. And all we're doing is we're sectioning across. We're making sure that when we pull that hair up nice and tight between our two fingers, keeping that tension, we're making sure that we didn't miss any hairs. And you can see towards the right side of the client's head, a lot of those hairs were not included in the section. So it's very important that we go ahead and add those in. I don't know how you do blow dry a lot?
Yeah, I like doing it.
Okay. So I'm using this to push the hair against the comb. I'm lifting it up. Once I get to here, then I'll curl it back. Compared to if I just grab it and push it back.
Yeah.
That's going to make the hair stand up. And then curl at the very top. Standing the hair up, then I curl it back. You put stuff in the hair before you blow dry it?
Yeah, hair serum.
Okay. So we're continuing that method as far as letting the hair attach to the comb and using the blow dryer and the comb to actually push it back. And this is like more of a slick back style. So you can see where his hair is very moldable. It's very trainable. All we needed was some heat with the blow dryer. I did apply the beach spray, which is like a hair serum before the blow dryer. It has aloe vera and it also has kelp in it. And this allows you to protect the hair from the heat, and so there's no heat damage. Now that I have the hair on top formed to the fade, I can go ahead and detail the cut some more, and this is going to allow me to understand where all the hairs are laying in its final product.
I just like the sound of it.
And these are the details that really allow you to take yourself to the next level with your haircuts. Like I said in the previous video, when you're mastering one thing at a time, you get so much more progress. You know, this is a way to enhance not only your haircuts, but the service, but the designs, the fades, the silhouette, the shape of the haircut. Like, there's so many lanes we could pick. And in this video, you're seeing a different technique on, you know, really detailing a design, going both with and against the grain, with the trimmer, making sure to use the straight razor. And then we're gonna attack the lineup here. And then we're gonna go back and we're gonna add enhancements to make everything pop. And you'll notice I did not apply any black masks in this service. I didn't give him a facial. You know, I didn't do any facial extractions or pimple extractions or anything like that. This is just a straight, great service and a great haircut. And, you know, this is what clients are booking you for. It's not even for the conversation. Like, the client comes to you for one thing, and that is for you to cut their hair like no one else can. And when you become that rare option for a client, like, you hold your destiny in your own hands as far as the price you can charge, because people know your value and you become rare at that point. So I'm applying the enhancements here. I actually am using the dark brown, and as you see, it works perfectly with this hair color. A lot of times clients have different textures of hair or different colors, and we got to apply the right enhancements. Now I'm going to touch over the design one last time And now that I've applied the enhancements, and make sure that we have everything sharp and bold as possible. And you can see it came together really well. We're gonna go ahead and continue to detail this out. We applied the spritz, and then we're gonna apply the pomade. And we gotta make sure we rub it into our hands first, create that friction, which heats it up and allows it to mold into his hair better than if you just went straight into his hair. It kind of have globs and chunks in different directions. So we wanna have it evenly distributed through his hair. And then we will go ahead and grab a styling comb and pull the hair in the direction that we want it to stay in. And after this, I'm gonna grab my shears, Mizutani 7-inch shears. And all I'm doing is hitting any flyaway hairs that I see in between the hair on top and the fade on the sides. Now I'm cleaning up any extra hairs that I see underneath the design on the neck, and just overall making sure that everything is as clean as possible. The detail is everything. I do not want to leave a single hair out of place. So there it is, guys, a very simple haircut and style that will bring a lot of value to your clients. If this is your niche, I know this video will bring you some value. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next module.